Hey guys, what's going on? Richie from Photons Across the Ear. I don't know if you guys can hear me much better, but my girlfriend actually got me a microphone and a Fitbit, not in the same time. But I actually wasn't going to make a video of this because I didn't really know a whole lot about Fitbits, so I figured I couldn't really do that good of a review. But I got it about 2 weeks ago, or she got it for me about 2 weeks ago, and I've been using it since that time. Now the funny thing about the Fitbit Ulta, this is the Ulta HR. I'm not sure how new this model actually is, but I originally didn't think I was going to use it that much. In fact, I actually felt kind of bad because I wasn't sure that I was going to use it that much. But as I charged it and started using it more often, I realized this thing is definitely, it definitely comes in handy, I'll say that. So the HR retails for about 150 bucks. I guess you can probably either get that from Amazon or some other sites. I tend not to make that big of basically that in-depth of reviews because I'm afraid that people aren't going to watch it. And if the video is 20, 25, 30 minutes long, then there's a big chance that most people are just going to skip it and go to one that's a little shorter. So if my reviews aren't quite as detailed as they should be, then just ask me ask me a question in the comments and I'll get back to you. But I'll basically cover some of the most, the more used features. All right, so unfortunately I'm using my phone right now to do this review, so I won't be able to show you some of the features that it does have, but I will take some screenshots to show you that. So here you have the display, which it's kind of hard to turn on if it's not connected to your wrist. So maybe if I go like this, there we go, 336, and your heart rate on the bottom. And then now keep in mind there are no buttons on this thing at all, and you can actually cycle through and change. Now these little modes right here, as you go to each one, it won't stay on that one. So obviously my heart rate is not, I was just showing 120 something. Or anyway, so you got the time, heart rate there. There's your sleep right there. Distance traveled, 0.1 miles. I don't know how it knows that because what if you're just swinging your arms around? Battery indicator. Now you can actually go through your phone and change each individual setting. So each time you tap the screen, you can actually change it to, instead of saying battery monitor, you can have it display just a large time or a picture of like a rose or something like that. But you can't change it. Now keep in mind that, remember, let's say I have it on the battery right here. Now once it turns off, if you do it again, it won't stay on that battery mode. It will always go to the time and your heart rate. So you can just do that. So each time you click on it or tap it, it'll just move. So you basically can see what your battery life is. Now remember, I charged this over a week ago. So they say the battery is about, they say the battery lasts about a week to 2 weeks. I charged it last week and it's showing, half full. So it fits comfortably on your hand, or your wrist, I'm sorry. It does fit comfortably on your wrist. Now, one thing I thought was kind of interesting, I'm not exactly sure how they know this, but I'm sure it's because your heart rate does drop significantly as you fall asleep. Your resting heart rate could be anywhere between 60 to 100 beats per minute. Mine usually sits at about 65 to 70. Now once you fall asleep, I assume it's because your heart rate drops to 50 beats per minute, so that's basically how the Fitbit knows that you fell asleep, because there have been times when I woke up and, I don't like wearing this thing to bed, but I will wear it to bed every now and then. Maybe I'll forget that it's on, I don't know, it is pretty comfortable. But it's pretty interesting because I woke up a couple of days after, first started wearing it, and I noticed at the time on my phone, when I linked this thing up via Bluetooth, it actually told me exactly how much sleep I got. So like 6 hours and 45 minutes, or 5 hours and 30 minutes, or 7 hours and 18 minutes. It tells you almost exactly how long you slept. So I think that's kind of a cool feature to have. And this will be something I'm sure somebody will ask. So it is compatible with iOS and Android, Windows, Mac, and PC computers. So if you have an iPhone or a Galaxy, it'll work on either of those platforms. So you don't have to worry about getting one for the iPhone or getting one for the Android. So they pretty much works on every single one. It's basically an app that you download. So the App Store, the Apple App Store, and the Android App Store do have the app for the Fitbit Ulta HR. Now I will say that I don't do a whole lot of exercising because my job makes me work pretty hard. So I don't really ever go to the gym or go running, but it does have those features. Measure your exercise, how long you've ran, how much you've worked out, or how long you've worked out for. And so if you are a health nut or you do a lot of exercising, a lot of gym stuff, this thing does come in more handy than mine. So basically all I really use mine for is the sleep schedule or the sleep monitoring and pretty much the heart rate. So, but it does have a lot more stuff that you can use, so it doesn't matter what you do, this thing will be perfect for every single person's lifestyle. So we will open it up here. Of course, the Fitbit sits in here. You have the instruction manual here, and then that's about it. I'll put this over here. Nice little instruction packet that it comes with. It's kind of neat. All right, so on the back of the Fitbit, you have your actual sensor right here in the middle, if it'll ever focus. You have your charge port, your 3 charge port prongs right there on the right, basically where you plug your charger into, and then you have your green light sensors right there. Those lights are pretty much just sensors. That's pretty much all they are. The closer your finger or your wrist gets to the lights, the dimmer they get. Now this thing is not 100% waterproof, so don't go swimming with this thing on, but it is water resistant. Okay, so here's your charge cable right here. It's kind of neat. Looks like a little clamp thing. It clamps onto the back of it. And then you just plug this into your USB port on your computer, or even your iPhone port for that matter, or iPhone connector. And then basically takes about 2 or 3 hours to charge. So I'm not sure how big the battery is. I imagine it can't possibly be that big, maybe a couple hundred milliamp hours. But it obviously is lithium ion, as we know, or it's probably lithium polymer. I could read the instructions and find out, but I'm assuming it might be lithium polymer. Now, I do like the connector. It's like a little clamp. Now we take it off, and it shows you your charging status on the device itself. Now, there's some things you got to remember, because believe it or not, there's some people out there that would do this, but you don't ever want to charge your Fitbit while it's wet. If you just got done running and it's sweaty, or wipe it off with with some alcohol rub or alcohol wipes, but never charge it while it's wet. So some other things that you might want to know before you purchase this product. One of the big things is it's not like the Fitbit Zip. This does not have an interchangeable battery or replaceable battery. So unfortunately, the battery is integrated, so you can't take the battery out. So I will, believe it or not, say one of my favorite things about this particular product is the fact that you don't have to charge it very often. It's not like plugging your phone in every single day. Most people have to charge their phone every day, and this is not like that. Depending on how much you use it, I use mine quite a bit. I wear it throughout the day, not really much when I'm sleeping, but I don't have to worry about charging it every day or every 2 days. It literally lasts a week and a half, sometimes 2 weeks, depending on how much you use it. Every time you tilt your hand, it changes, or it shows you the display. So we'll walk around some more. 68, 69. So as you can see, it's a pretty quick response to your heart rate. It's not like one of those 5-minute delays, which is great. One more thing really quick. I'm going to show you guys how to take these straps off of the Fitbit Ulta HR, so you can add your own straps that you find from Walmart, Target, Amazon, wherever. So it's pretty easy. I found that these straps were actually on there pretty snug. They're not going to come off. They wiggle a teeny tiny bit. There's a little bit of play in that, but I think that's just due to the actual mechanism that keeps them in place. So I'll show you guys how to take that off really quick. So all you do is basically just press down on this little outside bar on both sides. It doesn't really matter. And you press down and you can pull it off that way. And so you can easily assemble the straps, or put some new ones on there if you'd like. Same way with this one. Easily comes off. And to put it back on there, it just snaps in place. It's that easy. So that's it. So yeah, that's basically just to cover a very short review of the Fitbit Ulta. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys some screenshots of some of the stuff I've collected using this thing over the course of a couple of weeks, and I'll show you guys that on the video, and then the video will end. So if I haven't covered anything that you guys are looking for, including maybe something that's not on the screenshots coming up in the in a few seconds, then let me know. Reach me in the comments, and I'll get back to you as fast as I can, or I'll try to at least. So thank you guys for watching.